Going underground. I want you to listen to something, okay? Today, well, for the next half hour, I'm here till 10 o'clock, right? So, we're going to talk about mental health and triggers, okay? Now, I want you to listen to something while I'm speaking to you, okay?
When everything goes dark in your life, when those people who you thought would be there for you forever suddenly leave you, when your dreams fall apart in front of your face, and anyone you come across tells you you're not going to make it, when it seems like things couldn't get any worse, I need you to dig deep. I need you to find that power deep within you that won't be denied. When all hell is breaking loose in your life, you got to take a stand. You got to stand up against all the negativity that's consuming you and surrounding you. And you got to create a new reality for yourself. You've got to fight for a different outcome for you and your dreams. This is not the end. This is your new beginning. You have the power to change your story. No one and no obstacle can take that away from you. A champion isn't made when things are easy. Champions are forged through fire, through defeat, through the struggle of having to deal with the worst imaginable and not running away from it. Standing up and taking it on. You don't have to always be jacked up and excited about it. Sometimes all you gotta do is outlast it. You just gotta keep moving forward. If you're feeling hurt, keep moving. If you're crying, keep moving. If you don't know what's gonna happen, keep moving. I just need you to keep the momentum going and not sit down and feel sorry for yourself. You might not see it right now, but all this crap you're dealing with now, you're gonna be glad it happened. You'll feel fortunate that it all went bad. Because what you're gonna learn in this process is that these situations are gonna make you into an unstoppable beast. You don't become a beast when all is going well. There has to be pressure. There has to be pain. There has to be darkness. No matter how bad things get, you gotta keep fighting. It's about taking a stand, standing courageously, daringly, and boldly against the odds. No matter how dire the situation, no matter how insurmountable the obstacles, you keep moving forward. You keep walking toward your dreams, no matter what.
Anyway, as I was saying, psychological triggers. There's coping strategies. You just need to be able to separate anxiety and the one that never gave up, right? I'm not perfect.
I'm not perfect, but I got purpose. And yeah, it hurts, but it's always worth it. All of these burdens sharpen my surface. And in the end, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Pain.
Help me become who I am today.
Pain helped me become who I am today.
Walking with me daily used to get the better of me, but it wasn't meant to be. Pain built me up and strengthened me. I couldn't become a warrior
without the war.
I couldn't learn to swim if there wasn't blood. I couldn't clean the walls without being bitter. I couldn't learn to build if I never lost it all. So
I'm the one that never gave up. So, like I was saying, a lot of us have trauma from our childhood and we don't know how to deal with it. There's a lot of people out there that have trauma and they don't know how to deal with it. You know. And if you can't talk about your mental health, you're compromised. I thought that we were meant to be. I gave you all my ecstasy. Me fucking stomach, man. Your love is suicidal. Your love is suicidal. Your love is suicidal. Cause your love is suicidal. Ooh. Wanna lose my conscience, drinking all this Hennessy. People thought him. You give me back. Put it on the line. Sorry, this is the end of us. It's crazy, but feels like you took my soul from me. You told me lessons to me that I never learned. You stupid bitch. Yeah, it's a nice day out today. It's lovely and sunny. I don't know what it's like in Ireland. Uh, well, I do know what it's like in Ireland. Half the country is waiting to wake up with a hangover.
your pain doesn't have a point? What does it do when it feels like your weaknesses continue to worsen?
You know something?
Maybe
You know your mental health issues start from childhood. And if you grow up in a broken home, you'll have ACEs, which is adverse childhood experiences, where you see your dad coming in pissed, beating the shit out of your ma, and then 30 years later, you don't even know that this label exists, and it's called ACEs, and a lot of young kids get it from childhood trauma and stuff like that. You know, they're called ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. You know, like, I always said that I'd never be anything like me dad, but I'm exactly like him, you know, but I just raised my kids a little bit different to the way he raised us. You know, I needed discipline. I was a little prick. You know, I deserved it. You know, but depending who you ask, like I said, I was wild as a kid, you know, and I buried me head in solvent abuse. Like at 8 years old, I was sniffing Tipex tinners, gas, petrol, you know, got to school with a bottle of Tipex tinners and putting it on my sleeve and just doing that, look, you know. And it wasn't until years later that I realised the whole reason why I was a drug addict or why I took drugs, because I wanted to block out stuff, but it only blocks it out for so long, you know. It's not fun being sober, but I'll take it, you know. Like, when you're around certain people that are doing certain shit, most of the time, 8 out of 10, you're gonna end up fucking doing stupid shit with your pals. I don't go into pubs, you know. There's loads of temptations in the pubs. You know, I can't go for a piss without someone offering me a key, and it's not for me. Cheers for the generosity. But the way I see it is, I wake up and I see my son every day, you know, and I don't want them to compromise that. You know, my son is my drug. That's what my drug is, my kids, you know. Now, if I didn't have grandkids and children, maybe I'd be different, you know. You know, it's like that's all I've ever wanted was the house, the dog, the job, the kids, you know. But what happens is your kids end up growing up and having kids. You know, it's mad. But like I said, when it comes to trauma, a lot of us bury our shit. You know, we tend to use alcohol or drugs to forget our problems. But listen, a lot of us torture ourselves, right? There's a lot of people out there that have post-traumatic stress disorder, psychosis, bipolar, loads of different labels. And unless you have that label, you won't be able to understand. You know, like I've combat PTSD. And like I said, it's like you have to admit certain shit to yourself in your life. It's like a lot of us, we don't like admitting shit. Bro, can I ask you a question? How old are you? It said in your profile you're in school. Yeah, I know. It said in your profile, bro, you're in school. What's that about? Brilliant. How can I get rid of you? Yeah, there you go. Thanks for that. If anybody is sub to Stormy Demo, can you unsub to him? Thank you. shouldn't be coming in here at your age. You're mad. Get out. If anybody is sub to Stormy Demo, can you unsub to him? He's a bleeding youngster coming in here. You shouldn't be coming in here. You know, this is an over 18 channel. You know. But again, back to childhood trauma. A lot of us don't realise it until it's too fucking late. You know, men are made a certain way. It's the human condition. Men are a certain way. And we carry ourselves a certain way. You know, because you have other people looking up to you. Do you understand? Like all that playground bullshit. I did all that when I was a kid in a past life. On a rough housing estate. You know. The mad thing is, I called this channel STRAIGHTOUTTABALLYER. And I got straight out of Ballyer. Ballyer is a metaphor for Ballyfermot, Dublin 10, Cherry Orchard, the Avenue. I tell you what, listen, if you can survive Cherry Orchard, you'd survive Iraq, Iran, Syria, Afghanistan. You know, see Dublin, it's not the city that I left. Like, you know, it's like a big fucking dumping ground, a big experiment for the EU, you know. Like I said, this country is fucked. Ireland's fucked too. I don't need to say the reason why it's fucked. But in all fairness, shoot the boats. He's not right in the head. Well, I'm not talking to you in any way, bitch. How about that? Get out. But like I said, when it comes to trauma, a lot of us bury it, right? And then what happens is it resurfaces, you know. Like, I grew up with a lot of tough lads that won't talk about their feelings. They won't open up to a psychiatrist, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to understand your condition, you have to know about it. It's like your enemy in a way. Yeah, it's like doing ops on yourself. A lot of, like I said, there's a lot of people out there that have fucking tougher lives than me. It's just like, I've been dealing with this condition since I'm a 5-year-old. You know, like, after fire, I start dreaming about me brothers and sisters fucking on fire and all, running at me, telling me that I'm not even going to repeat it, you know, but I've had fucked up nightmares most of my life, you know, and here, when you're asleep, I was born chained to a bed. Holy shit. I can't imagine that. I seen a documentary once where I seen an African man, the number gang. I am the number. I am the 26, the 27, and the 28. I am not a gay. Did you ever watch that documentary with Ross Kemp in it? Hey, where he goes and interviews a guy who was a leader of a famous gang in prison called The Number. The Numbers, whatever it's fucking called in South Africa, right? And Ross Kemp went to visit him. And this geezer was about 5'4". And to look at him, you'd be like, mate, I just kicked you in your head. But this geezer was super dangerous, you know. Even thinking about the interview scares me, you know, because over there, you know, you do what you're told, you know, and that's one place you don't end up in jail is in Africa. Fuck's sake, man. Hey, if any of you have seen that documentary, like, there's like 30 and 40 people in a cell. How the fuck do you sleep? You know, you're all stacked on top of each other like sardines over there. You know, like a 10-man cell, there's like 40 or 50 people in it. You know, it's fucking brutal, the conditions over there. You know. But yeah, Ireland's fucked and England's fucked. You know, everything you have to be politically correct. You can't say the word black. You can't have an opinion, but you're racist. You know. So I try to keep my views to myself. You know, because I get myself into fucking trouble. If it was left to me, I'd fucking shoot all them coming through. I'd be shooting at their boats, mate, and drown the bastards in the middle of the sea. Here, don't shoot them, just shoot their dinghy. They're not getting to the shore. You know. The way I see it is, it's like Ireland and England is like a big dumping ground for the EU. It's like an experiment, you know. People are being violated left, right, and centre. And then if you go out, all right, how about this? Well, hear this. I was listening to a Dublin fella, and he made this video, and he said that his daughter was followed home from school by a brown skinned man, and she noticed he was following her. She started walking quicker. He started walking quicker. She ran. He ran after her. She ran into her house. Daddy, daddy, that man across the road has just followed me from school and chased me. As a daddy, you're going to go out and wring his fucking neck. And then you're getting in trouble. How is that constitutionally fair? Like, in England and in Ireland and Scotland, it's happening on a daily basis where children are being followed home. How are you, cousin? Shout out to Tally. It's like, and all these stories are fucking scary at the end of the day. I'll be honest with you, I'm a father and I'm a grandfather. And imagine your child, your daughter, getting followed home from school and some fella chasing her. And then you go out and you deal with him. You're getting a knock at the door. You know, how is that right? And they're bringing in these powers now, right? If you assault a foreigner, someone that's not from here, listen, I'm foreign. I'm from Ireland, but I come to Manchester 32 years ago. Great city. Best decision I made in my life. Otherwise, I could have been like some of my mates. Dead. But I chose my son, you know, over me pals. I don't know. Maybe it's the harsh come I use my face, bro. Yeah. Now, how about that? But anyway, listen, I'm going to end me live. Trevor, it's just a quick one. Ireland used to be safe. Jude has gone to the dogs. Bro, cousin, listen and I'll tell you. Trevor, there's shit happening up where you live. It's happening in Clondalkin. It's happening in the inner city where Irish women, Irish citizens, are being violated, assaulted, you know. Now, in certain countries that are under Sharia law, if you steal a carrot or a yam or a potato off your neighbour, under Sharia law, they'll cut your fucking hands off. So you come to Europe and you put your hands on a female citizen, what should you chop off? What would they chop off in Syria or Afghanistan or Iran What did they do in Dubai? What did they do? If you steal, they make an example of you and they cut your hands off. So if you come to Europe and any female, automatically you should be fucking removed. You know, passport ripped up. You won't be needing this. You know, but like I said, I have a friend who has a case coming up. I'm not gonna say his name, but his daughter, something happened to his daughter, yeah, and he took affirmative action, and he broke the fella's face to pieces, and he's in the dock. His daughter got, I'm not gonna say the word. His daughter, how about this? His little girl got raped, and he went and sought his own justice, found the fella, and fucking hurt him. And now he's looking at 10 years. Yeah, I take that. Somebody does something to your daughter, what you meant to do. You know, that's your little girl. That's your baby. You know, our job is to protect their kids from foreign and domestic threats. Like, before I go, a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, these fuckers are coming from ISIS, Mossad, Hezbollah, the fucking Taliban. Do you understand? Serious organisations, sophisticated serial killers are getting in our borders and they're going on to assault females. You understand? And if we do something, we're getting into trouble. Listen, here, blocking a chain, okay, around the ankles, you know, duct tape around his nose, hands tied behind his back, feet tied to the brick, and then a chain around his neck with 2 bricks, and sink that fucker, iceberg, dead ahead. Yeah, you won't be needing a fucking, what are them things called that save your life? You won't be needing that. You know, you want rope here, you can have all the rope you want, but no this, you're getting drowned today. But listen, I'm gonna go. I'm not a politician, but if I had me way, I'd remove every fucking one of them motherfuckers that are unvetted getting into our borders. Because more people are gonna get killed. These fuckers are stabbing police. Listen, a lot of these fuckers have taken people's heads off. Do you understand? They've lopped heads off. So coming to this country, listen, you just have no idea. A lot of these people are running from organisations like ISIS, the Taliban, Mossad, Hezbollah. You know, serial killers. But anyway, listen, I'm going to fuck off, yeah. Thanks for coming in. Jude MacDonald is on him dumb. Guramila Mahagat in you come. Chucky Ella, Erin Gabra, Oglan Erin, and shout out to our dads. And we leave it there. I'll see you on. Listen, can you do me a favour, right? If you're not subbed to me channel and you're new, I'm 8 subs away from 4,500. And all you have to do is hit the button. And I'll be on 4,500. My target is 5,000. I can't do it without help. You know. But I'm going to end this live now, guys. So can you go over to Finn? If Finn is live, go over. Francie's channel is called Straight Out Cabra now. It's not Francie06 anymore. It's Straight Out Cabra. And shout out to the Irish Parrot Rescue Centre. Like I said, if you're watching this now later on, whenever, guys, look at my description and go and sub and follow the people. That's in my description. I'll see you later. For you.